Hey, what's up guys? My name is Alois, and in this guide I'll show you how a pro player plays the Ornn matchup. I'll cover everything I'm thinking about during my laning phase, such as wave states, jungle interaction and item purchases. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing and leaving a like, and comment down below what matchup you would like to see next. Alright, let's dive into it. So, playing against Ornn today, I find this matchup to be quite boring, simply because it's a tank matchup, right? And Ornn's kit is kind of designed to neutralize our kit, but the matchup is definitely still playable, right? And there's a lot of things you can still do, so let's take a deep look into that. Now, before we really dive into it, I first want to mention that trading against Ornn is always going to be kind of the same. You're either trying to use your W to cancel his W and get out of his brittle, and alternatively, we're looking to play from an angle where he cannot get the W off for free, right? So you're either trying to like Q through him or Q around him, something like that. Another thing to mention is I'm running armor in this matchup. You could run MR or maybe even health as well, because Ornn has mixed damage. His Q is physical damage, whereas his W is magic damage. Most of Ornn damage actually comes from his W plus like the brittle auto attack. But I try to always avoid it in my trade patterns, and therefore I use armor in my runes, as I'm also facing an AD jungler. So that's my reasoning here behind my setup. Alright, so let's dive into it. He's playing with exhaust TP. Sure, it basically means that I get a little less windows in lane, but that's all fine. If he's ever overextended like far in the lane, my jungler can really kill him, right? So I'll keep that in mind. So, as you guys know by now, what I like to do almost every game is try and get a late ward. This time I opt for the ward at the golems because I'm playing against the Kayn jungle. I've personally never seen the Kayn jungle skip golems, so, well, that's why I put it on the golems here, right? It's also a little bit safer. And here I'm trying to see if I can maybe, what's it called? Cheese the Ornn by when he's walking to lane here. I see my Kindred is starting topside. I see the Ornn walking to lane here, meaning that he just leashed, right? The Kayn is going to be pathing to bot, and Kindred is going to be pathing to bot, meaning we're just isolated on the first 4 waves here in topside, which is completely fine. Yeah, that's really it. So, I'm first to the lane, I'm trying to get prio, which I always try to do when I get first to the lane. Alright, so he's used his Q. I open up as well, and cancels auto, get a nice trade in. So here, what I'm going to be trying to do is push this wave in and let it bounce back into me, because as I said, he has no flash. He's playing with exhaust, so whenever he's overextended in the lane, that's a good position for me to be in, right? So I'm trying to do a level 2 crash, maybe he'll lose some CS whilst I'm doing so I really like doing this. But my Kindred is pathing bot. I also see that my wave crash wasn't that clean, right? Because all my minions actually do not aggro onto the turret, they're aggroing onto this melee minion. So before my next minion wave comes, 1 melee minion is actually already dead, meaning we're playing, 7 minions against 6, right? So it's not really gonna bounce back into me. So I changed my plan. Here I only need 1 more melee minion to get my level 3, right? As you need to kill 2 melee minions from the 3rd wave to get your level 3. So I'm going to try and use this level up timer actively to get a trade in. So he walks up, QW, auto Q, and E out to cancel his brittle, right? Here he does end up reaching me, but it's all fine because I dodged the damage. So very normal trade, right? And I just E out to cancel his W, or yeah, his W auto attack here. All right, so we keep the pressure here. Let's see. So just trying to go for some last hits here. All right. So as you can see here, I do my QQ to gap close. I don't use my E to gap close. I'm gonna try and use my E to always get away from him, right? So QQ to gap close. I stun him. You see he's still stunned during his W, and he's still stuck after his W ends, right? Because I've used my W at that timer. I E away to block the damage. Said that I do take a turret shot. But still, you see, he could never get the brittle off of me like that. And that's really how you want to try and approach the trade patterns against the Ornn. So use your W during his W, he'll get stunned, and then you can always get away. So here I'm looking to crash the wave and probably look to reset. Alright, I get it in. Okay, here again, same concept. I did use my W for the wave clear. So here I'm just going to be using my Q on top of him and Eing out to get out of the brittle. Well, he did it to Narnia, so it's okay. But still, I had my E in case he was using it towards me, right? Alright, so I'm going to get a crash here and reset. He holds the wave. And I see my Kindred's mark spawn topside. So here I also changed my plan so we can maybe dive him. My Kindred is on the same plan with that. He sees it as well. So we're going to try and dive top. Get the wave in. Used all my abilities here to get the wave in. Okay, so the Kindred is also waiting. This guy has no flash, so he's always dead. And we go in. My Kindred is tanking. Very nice. And then he drops the aggro. Unfortunate, so we die. Yeah, here the Kindred pathed out. I don't know why he did. He could still tank a third shot for sure, rather. But yeah, I end up dying. Unfortunate. It happens. I lose my flesh. Happens. Okay, so now we get our Iron Spike Whip, 1200 gold. I could alternatively go for like Deep Blade, Longsword, boot something, but if I get the 1200 reset in here, I will just go for the whip, because I think it's the most efficient here. It allows me to already start clearing waves faster, perhaps even jungle camp, which we'll actually see here. So here I see my Gromp is respawning, so I'm going to walk straight top, right, because this wave is bouncing back into me. I check first, Ornn TP's back, and he cannot really hard push this wave, because my next wave is quite close. Alright, so I see my Kindred pinging that he's on the way to bot. He has camps here, so I decide to then take this Gromp simply because this Kindred is not pathing here. The wave is slow pushing towards me, so I won't really lose anything. So yeah, I just take this for free, which is very nice here. So I get a free Gromp, very nice. This wave is bouncing into me, so let's see how we play here. And the wave is quite big, however, so yeah, I'm just gonna look to drop it, right? He's level 5, the wave is massive, so I cannot hold this. So I just like crash. Okay, the next wave comes to block it a little bit. But yeah, it's still just all the way crashing through it. So here I make a mistake, right? Because here I use my E to dash towards the Ornn to start the trade pattern. Try and always avoid doing this, because if you E dash into the Ornn for a trade, 90% of the times you're going to be losing that trade. So I back off here, and then I jump back in. And here I have no E to get out. I use my whip. That is also greedy, because I lock myself in an animation. But here you see, this trade I will lose, because I've used my E to gap close towards it. Always... or never do this, rather. Yeah, never do this trade. So yeah, that was not a good trade by me. Alright, pop a potion. I'm trying to see if I can maybe, you know, get him to use some abilities. Alright, so Q lane. He's used his Q right here. I now know that he only has W and E left, right? So here, I am aware of this. I use my Q again. And when he is using his W, you see he is locked in like a linear line, right? So what I do now is I actually walk out of it. As you see, I'm instantly clicking up. This is what you can always do against an Ornn, because he's locked in his W animation. So as you see right here, I'm walking up. No brittle on me right now. No brittle, no damage, right? So there we go. So now I'm in a very good spot. This guy has no flash. I have 12 Conqueror stacks. My abilities are coming back up. So now I need to avoid his E. I try and like bait him that he will use it on the wall so that I can E out of it. He doesn't go for it. So, I mean, now he's gonna go for it. It's very easy to walk out. I get my abilities back, and he just dies. So there you go. That's another very cool trick you can do against the Ornn, which is literally walk out of his W, right? Because you can path upwards when he's using it, walk out of the range, and then he has no damage left. Because as we said, most of his damage comes from his W. Alright, we can push in the wave. The Kane was bot last time we saw him. So I'm not really scared of the Kane here. Also, I'm sick, so yeah, if he wants to try, good luck. And I get my call feeds plus my refillable pathing back to top. If there were any camps up, I would take them here. There aren't any, so I just pathed up here. And yeah, play the lane phase. So right now, when I'm already 2 kills in a matchup like this, as I said, it's a neutralizing champion. And this guy is so tanky right now that it's very hard for me to ever realistically kill him, right? So my mindset should shift from trying to kill him to trying to get a wave plus something else. Because if I'm getting a wave plus a camp, or a wave plus a plate, or a wave plus a roam timer, I am ultimately expanding my lead because he is only getting waves, right? At least that is my plan. And that's what my mindset should be at this point in the game. Now, I do recall rather, that in this game, I don't have the mindset here instantly. Because as you can see, I'm still looking too much for trades into the Ornn, right? Throughout this entire play right here, because what I could have done alternatively here is hard push this wave right here and look for this camp. I could have, right? It's free. My Kindred is doing all these camps. He wouldn't have gotten mad at me. I could just do this for free. So push in the wave here. Or I even see the Kane bot, so I could even push in this wave and proxy, right? I have so many options here, but instead I'm looking for trades on the Ornn, which I shouldn't. So yeah, other windows would be push in the wave, get the camp, or push in the wave and proxy, right? And that way I force myself more tempo, I could get free resets, these minions will start hitting the turret, so the plates get lower, etc, etc. But instead I just lane here, which is what I shouldn't be doing. So nothing much happens. Because yeah, it's just so tanky at this point in the game, even though I'm stronger. So now I do get a decent trade, but it doesn't really net me anything. Again, here, I see the Kane bot. I should just be pathing forward here and proxying. That would be much better for me. But instead, I'm just looking for kills. So yeah, don't do this. Alright, here I finally get the Mamo. I push in the wave as fast as it comes when it arrives. He is stuck on the turret, and now I can look for camps. I saw Kane bot lastly, I think, yeah, he is bot here. So I know this columns is safe to do, but he could be recalling and coming back to the top. So I'm gonna try and take this as fast as I can and get out. All right, we get the camp. Yeah, here he's also walking up, so I'm a little bit scared. Now I'm very close to my Gore Drinker recall time, right? It's 1100. So my goal is to get this wave and recall. But my Kindred starts off the Herald, so we're gonna stay for that instead. Alright, we get onto the Herald. And now this Ornn comes and presses ult. So let's look at this. He walks right up here and starts pressing his ult. I know he has no flash, so I'm just gonna use Flash W to cancel his ult. And now he's actually dead, simply because he has no flash, right? He exhausts me, but it doesn't matter. And this is what I meant as well, with him being overextended ever outside of lane or further ahead in the lane, I could just get on top of him and kill him. So we get the kill, very nice. They do end up getting the Herald, but I get a Scuttle, so I'll take that. And now coming back, very nice. Honestly, the lane phase here, I would say it's pretty much over, right? I get an extra plate here. I am 10 CS per minute. 3 and 1, he is 67 CS. Right now, as I said, I don't need to kill him again. I could just expand my lead by pushing waves, proxying, getting some plates, getting some zone camps, and keep expanding my lead, getting extremely fed, and ultimately carrying this game. So, I hope I learned you some, or taught you some new concepts here that you can apply in your own games. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And else, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next guide.